Christmas week, so I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you are good and safe in your part of the world. For those of you that celebrate Christmas, it is a week filled with probably some time off, I would think, right? Most people get some time off for Christmas, so I hope that you're doing well. Thank you for taking the time to spend it with me. This is the Data Roundtable where we come together to talk about anything and everything related to being a data professional. So please let me know how you're doing. Feel free to say hello. Don't be shy. What is going on in your part of the world? I'd love to hear from you guys. I hold this Data Roundtable every single day to help us come together as a community and talk about all the things happening in data science. So let me know how you're doing. How are you? What are you up to? What are you working on? How was your weekend? What did you do this weekend to help you move along in data science? That is the important question. I want to know what you did in order to help you move along in data science. As I always say, and I will always say this, data science is a process. It takes time. There's not always a clear finish line. We all move at a different pace. But the important thing is that you keep moving. You keep on making those tiny incremental pieces of progress in your approach. That's what matters. Because if you can do that, then you will be moving along. And you will eventually, after a couple weeks, couple months, couple years, you end up getting somewhere, right? So I hope that you're doing well. I hope that everything is going the way you wanted to in your studies. Let me know, what have you been studying? What have you been coding? What have you been experimenting with? We should all be experimenting with different AI tools that are out there. The AI tools are coming out fast, guys. Fast, 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 right? So what are you doing out there to help you with that? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know what's the last good tool you used. What's the last bad tool you used? Plenty of bad tools out there, right? In the chat, we have Manoj. Manoj says, "Good morning, Sir Dennis. Greetings from Bangalore." And good morning to you too, Manoj. So glad to see you. How are you? You're such a great supporter. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope you're doing well out there in Bangalore. I'm doing well. It's Monday. It's Monday of Christmas week. It's cold out, but otherwise, I'm doing well. Having fun, doing my live streams, doing good stuff. Also in the chat, we have Code India. Hello, sir. Hello, Code India. How are you? Nice to see you. I think it might be your first time joining us, so thanks for being here. Since it is your first time, this is the Data Roundtable where I have no set agenda. We just come together to talk and see what's going on in each other's lives as data professionals. So feel free to tell us more about you or put a question in the chat, whatever you'd like. There is no agenda here. Manoj says, I'm working on soft skills. Great. Love it. Love to hear it. I love to hear that you've picked an area to work on and you're making progress. So good job, Manoj. Feel free to let me know which soft skills, because, soft skills in itself can be a little bit of a broad category, right? It's about how we listen, how we communicate, how we have difficult conversations, how we present our work. There's soft skills for phone, there's soft skills for writing, for in-person meetings, for virtual meetings, right? It's a big field. It's a big field. So let me know if there is a specific portion of that you're focused in on, Manoj. But I wanna, acknowledge and congratulate you for picking something and actually working on it. Because I know you have been somebody who's consistently working. So good for you. Good for you. For me, I am going to keep on continuing my exploration of generation for. I can't talk this morning. Gen AI for images and video. I've been doing that for the last couple of months, and I'm going to continue doing that. I spent some time yesterday looking at ChatGPT 5.2 for image generation. Have you guys taken a look at that? It's getting better. It's getting better. Not perfect, but ChatGPT 5.2 image generation is getting better. I see an improvement. So that's what I'm working on. But anybody else who wants to share how they're moving along or what they're doing to improve themselves, please let me know. Please go ahead and put it in the chat. But yeah, guys, as always, this is a free and open discussion. So anything you guys want to talk about, just let me know. It is cold out today, so I got the heat on in my house, and I've got my coffee to keep me warm. Um, tact analysis, welcome and nice to see you. Tact analysis says, "Good day, sir. I'm working in aviation on the tech side, air traffic engineering. Nice. Part of my job is to keep equipment inventory and performance data in Excel, and as I found it, I want to create a small L model." Okay. I think your message got cut off there. So, or I think there's more to your message. What kind of model? What are you looking for? Uh, my job is to keep equipment inventory and performance data in Excel. Okay. Lots of things you could do with that. But let me know what you have in mind, because most people have something in mind when they post something like that, right? So what did you have in mind specifically? But sounds interesting. Sounds really interesting. Yeah, so let me know what you have in mind there, tact analysis. That's a good name. I like that name. Very creative. Um, but yeah, as I was saying, it is cold out where I live. I got the heater on. It's going to be a cold and rainy Christmas out where I live. But I am looking forward to it. I'm going to spend it with my parents, going to spend some time with my parents, having Christmas dinner with them. I'm in charge of the ham and the eggnog, so it's big responsibilities over on my end over here. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good week. I am gonna take a couple days off from streaming in order to be able to I don't want to say handle Christmas, but to participate in Christmas. But that's what's going on with my week. Feel free to let me know what's going on with your week. I know that not everybody celebrates Christmas, but let me know. In the chat, we have Casual Economist. How are you, my friend? Casual Economist says, "Hey, hey, hey, hey to you too, Casual Economist. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying warm, because I know you live in a cold climate. So I'm freezing over here. I got my heater turned on. I got my coffee next to me. But I hope you're doing well, my friend." Okay, so Manoj, adding to the soft skills, says, writing, listening, presenting. Do you have any book suggestions for this, sir? So Manoj, I would I think that most people can benefit from any discussion or any book on emotional intelligence, and or communicating with emotional intelligence, right? I think to me that's where the biggest win can come from soft skills. And I'll give you guys something that helped me just to kind of initially kind of kick you off, right? One of the things that I remember that really helped me initially with emotional intelligence is the ability to develop the the to see the view of the other person, right? What is the other person's perspective, or what is the other person's view? Like, why are they telling you something? Or when they tell you something, what does that look like from their end? Like, why is it important to them? Why are they expressing it? Why are they putting it out there, right? And that's called perspective, by the way, when you can see other people's view, right? And the reason I think that is so important is because understanding other people's perspective and how they see the world and how they see things is the beginning of being able to develop empathy. And it's impossible to have good emotional intelligence without empathy, right? And I would also argue that the more empathy you have, the better your soft skills are. You know, I'm not an expert in it, but I'm comfortable saying that, right? So yeah, so that's what I would tell you, Manoj. Pick up any articles, or there's also videos or whatever on emotional intelligence. I think that's going to help. That's going to help most people take their soft skills to another level, no matter what level you're at. Okay, so we'll call you K2U. K2U, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. Sir, how do you see data engineering courses later in the decade? Um, do you think continent-wide way of interacting with AI will be different, like heavy work in terms of management or low-paid job to South Asia? How do you see data engineering course later in decade? Do you think the continent-wide way of interacting with AI will be different, like heavy work in terms of management or low-paying jobs? I'm sorry, KTU. I'm not understanding the question there. I'm seeing like multiple pieces to completely different questions. Because you're asking about data engineering, like how that's going to be in the next decade, and then you're asking about interactions with AI, like are you talking about like the graphic interfaces or whatnot? And then you're also talking about jobs in South Asia. So, KTU, can you please provide some more verification or more, yeah, more clarity? Because I'm not 100% sure what you're asking. Let me know, please. Okay, so tact analysis says purpose, knowledge management. We deal with faults and their solutions are not logged consistently. Sometimes we have to start all over for something we once solved way back. A queryable DB would do. Okay. Operational and analytics. Each month I have to calculate the system performance, downtime, availability, etc. So the idea is to create a domain specific language model for my department's operations. Ooh, you had me at queryable database. You lost me at language model. What are you doing? Why, why do you think you need a language model for everything you just described? Hmm? I'm not seeing a need for an LLM. And actually, you're talking about a domain specific LLM. Um, I'm not seeing it, my friend. Everything that you were describing, collecting the data, putting it in the database, making it queryable, performance metrics, that's all possible, but you don't need an LLM for that. That's just traditional analytics, and maybe you want to do some predictive analytics, right? You don't need an LLM for that. This sounds like a classic case where somebody is trying to over engineer a solution where, you have a fairly straightforward problem on your hands. So, yeah, I mean, feel free to put in more detail, but this is not an LLM project. You could be doing this fairly straightforwardly and in a very quick way. I mean, you're talking about, you said a domain specific LLM. Domain specific LLMs, I think, are going to be a very, very hot topic for 2026, but not everybody needs them, right? And on top, and also, you should know that it's very resource intensive to do that, right? That's a huge investment, both time and money to do that. Where everything else you described could be done with analytics, with fairly simple solutions, fairly modest investment. I mean, because you said you're in Excel now, you don't even have a database now, and you want to go to an LLM? I don't know, my friend. I think you'll be fine with a much, much more simplified solution. Okay, so KTU says, and do you see creative innovation and logically complex modeling be more emphasized that AI can't do without help of if human discussion? Okay, KTU says, how do you see data engineering course relevancy in job market later in decade, and how should it be approached as an upcoming college student? Okay, KTU. All right. Manoj also says thanks for that. Yeah, no problem, Manoj. Glad I can help. Okay, so KTU is asking about data engineering course relevancy later in the decade and should be approached as an upcoming college student. Okay, so you're not in college yet. All right. Go to my Instagram, and in my highlights bar, where the little circles are, you're going to find my roadmap section. And in that roadmap section, I tell you what I would be doing as a college student. So, KTU, I would challenge you and say that a technical degree might not be your best investment. I have the hypothesis that technical degrees will be highly devalued in the future, right? If I can get everything from ChatGPT that your computer science degree gets me, then I am less impressed by you being a computer science graduate. So so it sounds like you're still early in your college career, or maybe you're not in college yet. I think you need to completely consider the possibility that a technical degree may not be your best option. I know I know that's a bold statement. I get it, but I think it warrants discussion for you to say, well, maybe I don't need a technical degree. What if you could graduate college with a degree in the humanities or something else, something useful, but during the 4 years of college, you also did a lot of work with AI, you did a lot of work with prompting, you did a lot of work with the latest tools from a consumer perspective, I mean, right? I think that's a much better prepared candidate. You can graduate with a humanities degree but still be very enabled for AI. I think that's a much more valuable graduate than something leading to data engineering, which is probably a computer science degree, right? Or an MIS degree, right? So that's what I would tell you, KTU. Your best option may not be a technical degree. Tact Analysis says, thank you, sir. Advice taken and will be acted upon. Yeah, I'm glad I can help. Um, Try to not, over-engineer the solution, right? Because that's kind of like it sounds where you're headed. Sometimes the solution can be simple, right? Sometimes the solution can be pretty straightforward. KTU says, but I don't have good grades to get Ivy, but more lower colleges, and I like machinery automation, but I do get anxiety of heavy competition and same and who will need such a thing. Well, KTU, I think that your anxiety is well founded. You should have some anxiety, right? Um, Especially when you're saying that you're still looking for what college to go to. So that means that you're like 5, 6 years away from going into any industry, right? Think about how much AI will advance in that time, right? We've seen it advance a lot in only 3 years. And now you're going to let AI have another 5 year head start ahead of you going and getting a job? I don't know. I don't know. Right? So that's why I'm saying pick something else like a humanities degree or something. I mean, to me, the most dangerous, the most hireable, the most attractive candidate will be somebody with like a public health degree, and they're able to have AI skills to work with AI, right? That's going to be like a very dangerous candidate in the future. So yeah, I think that your anxiety is well founded, right? When you say who will need such a thing, yeah, in some cases we are going to say that, right? I mean, AI is just going to keep on advancing. So I would be very cautious if I was still, early college career, maybe still picking my colleges. AI is going to have a head start on you while you're still in college. Well, the AI already has a head start on you, but they're only going to be building more on that while you're in college, right? Danger. So yeah, that's what I would tell you, KTU. Yeah. Good questions today, guys. Really appreciate the questions. Really appreciate the discussion. Feel free to join me over on Instagram. I'm going to hop over on Instagram, see what's going on there. But until then, I always stream at this time. So whatever time this is in your time zone, please feel free to keep on coming back. I stream just about every day, taking a couple days off for the Christmas holiday, but this is where you can find me. So as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.